The town of Chatham is known for its variety of beautiful scenic locations. Among these is Frostfish Creek, located off Meadowbrook Road and Route 28 in Chatham, Massachusetts. This distinguished piece of land encompasses nearly 90 acres of preservation, containing many intricate waterways. This protected area was established through a series of acquisitions and donations to the Chatham Conservation Foundation, made between 1966 and 1999. In terms of natural resources, the creek is home to 150 species of birds in a variety of habitats, including woodland, wetland, suburban, and shore. Year-round residents include the American black duck, nuthatch, kingfishers, and woodpeckers. There are also seasonal birds like great egrets, green heron, Baltimore orioles, and winter visitors such as buffleheads and mergansers. The area is also home to a variety of mammalian life, from squirrel to river otters. This meandering hill was formed by the remnants left behind from glacial movement over 10,000 years ago. The trail is home to a wide variety of indigenous plant life, including high bush blueberry, sweet pepperbush, wild sarsaparilla, tupelo, and American holly, among several others. The pine and oak woodland trail rises above the creek and bog to provide a spectacular view. Frostfish Creek has great historical significance. Called the Massaquesett River by the native people, it marks the boundary of the first English purchase in 1672. Following this purchase, the Chatham lands west of the creek were eventually purchased by William Nickerson. Prior to European settlement, Frostfish Creek was home to members of the native Wampanoag tribe, who utilized the area for hunting, foraging, and fishing. The creek was long an active fishery for natives and settlers alike. Frost fish refers to tomcod and whiting that would arrive at the onset of winter. Local fishermen caught these as well as eel. The creek was also an active herring run to Lover's Lake. In the 19th century, cranberry fever struck, and the upper reaches of Frostfish Creek were converted to cultivate cranberries. This was later referred to as Old Willis Nickerson's Bog. Over the centuries, Frostfish Creek has evolved. However, these changes have come with a cost. For example, its cranberry bogs have transformed the tidal salt marshes in the upper creek. Meanwhile, local development creates more nitrogen in the groundwater flowing into the creek. The restrictive culvert on Route 28 impairs tidal flow, which increases the concentration of nitrogen in the water. This obstruction reduces salinity and sediment transport, degrades salt marsh and salt pond habitat, and increases invasive species. All this activity has led to a severely impaired water quality. In 1916, Acme Laundry was founded next to Route 28, just south of the creek. The laundry was commandeered by the U.S. government during World War II and for a time employed German prisoners of war. The laundry ceased operations in 1985, and locals called the aging white wooden building the Old Gray Ghost, due to its run-down, haunting exterior. By 1991, plans were put in place to demolish the failing structure, but on the evening of February 9th, a fire broke out. Flames quickly engulfed the edifice, and the temperatures in the building reached 1,000 degrees. The structure was quickly destroyed. Changes continued to take hold during the 20th century with the replacement of the old wooden bridge crossing the creek on Route 28. A series of pipes were laid under the highway. A sustainable future for this dynamic system of natural beauty requires us to take action to preserve Frostfish Creek's integrity. Changes can be undertaken to improve this incredible area. It has become apparent that the culverts under Route 28 are failing. Replacing them will improve and restore tidal flow. There is also salt marsh mitigation potential in the upper creek. Other goals would be to create a nursery habitat for commercial fish species, improve shellfish potential, and open the creek to more recreational activities. In recent years, the Association to Preserve Cape Cod has been contracted by the Chatham Conservation Foundation to conduct a study to better understand what a sustainable future looks like at Frostfish Creek. The Chatham Conservation Foundation has applied for Chatham Conservation Partnership funding for 2 highly detailed water quality tests and hydraulic studies. The CCF has also formed a salt marsh task force. Frostfish Creek is their initial focus of study. The CCF also owns land parcels associated with a dozen other salt marshes in Chatham.